Tim Reese back in Gallatin, Tennessee at the Pioneer Field Tim Garrett Baseball Complex on the campus of Volunteer State Community College for game number 2 between the Pioneers and the Cumberland Phoenix Junior Varsity squad. Getting started a little bit earlier than I had thought. Game 1 finished at 3:06. I guess is actually not as much time as I had thought it would be. Go ahead and get right to the Toyota of Gallatin starting lineups here for game 2. For the Phoenix, Ben Sills will lead off playing right field. Peyton Grant at second base, batting second. Tyler Griffin in the DH role, bat third. Jackson Ward will be behind the plate and hit cleanup. Ethan Carter at third base, batting fifth. Will Burris batting sixth, playing first base. Gaines Hassan plays shortstop and bats seventh. Wyatt Gateline out in left field. Hitting eighth, Wyatt Hurt in that number 9 spot will patrol out in center field, and on the mound for Cumberland, Ethan Greer. And he will face the starting 9 that head coach Jim McGuire has put together. Logan Molnar out at shortstop leading off. Jake Burris in center field batting second. Landon Godsey will be in the DH role and bat third. Jace Mizell in right field hitting cleanup. Carter Vrabel at third base batting fifth. Brody Melton gets the start at first base batting sixth. Caleb Hawkins be behind the plate batting seventh. The Big J Charla out in left field hitting eighth. Matt Hall at second base batting ninth. And on the mound, Big John Tomlinson, transfer from MTSU, Lebanon High School, is on the mound for the Pioneers, and he will face Ben Sills. And here's the first pitch of the game, delivered at 3:39 Central Time. Ball 1. See if we can get to a foul ball down the left side. Hope you're able to find us on the Vol State Sports Network. We're also broadcasting on Channel 19 again. As well as 88.5 WVCP, and down goes Ben Sills to start the game. John Tomlinson with his first strikeout. The first batter, number 11, Peyton Grant, steps to the plate. Tomlinson's first pitch to Grant misses high. Grant 0 for 2 in game 1 with a walk. There's a fastball that misses either low or outside. Home plate umpire for the second game, Matthew Bass. On the bases, Lee Norton. That pitch slips through the 5-hole of Caleb Hawkins. 3 balls, no strikes. There's a called strike. Tomlinson on for his 7th appearance, first start of the year. Swing in a foul tip, or the ball went off of Hawkins' mitt. We'll have a full count, Ministries full count. Tomlinson with a 1-1 record, also has a save, 15 2/3 innings, struck out 13 batters. There's a line drive out to center field that will get down in front of Jake Burris for a 1-out hit. Tyler Griffin, the DH, will step to the plate. Glad we have the scoreboard up and operational here, and apparently we had a miscommunication between me and my producer, I guess I can call him, as that first pitch is fouled off by Griffin. Folks, I'm still learning the broadcast business here. AJ is doing his best to drag me into the world. Nice block by Hawkins to keep that ball smothered. There are different ways to do this, and when you start adding in radio, you start adding in television. Although this miscommunication, my fault. Swing and a miss. Foul tip actually at the plate. Another one that squirts out of the glove of Caleb Hawkins. Hopefully you folks on the YouTube stream will ultimately find me. I'm not trying to hide on purpose. Swing and a miss on a great breaking pitch. Down goes Griffin. Griffin was 1 for 3 in game 1 of the doubleheader. 2 out now with a runner at first base. Tomlinson struck out 2 here in the inning.
16,
Jackson Ward behind the plate here for game number 2 is up with a runner at first. 2 out. First pitch he sees goes high. On deck, Ethan Carter, the third baseman. Misses low and inside. Backs Ward off the plate. Pioneers won game 1 9-2. Tanner Bumbelow with the win. He went the first 2 innings in a 50-pitch limit start for him. His first action on the mound for Vol State. John Tomlinson now gone 3-0 again. 2 straight batters. Was able to come back on Tyler Griffin and get him swinging, but Jackson Ward looks at strike 1. John Tomlinson, the son of Keith and Kim Tomlinson. Redshirt freshman walks Ward. That puts runners at first and second. Now Ethan Carter stepping to the plate. Tomlinson, 8th walk of the year. To go along with now 15 strikeouts in 16 1/3 innings. We'll have a pinch runner at first base. Number 50, Hunter Williams, will pinch run for Ward, who is the catcher. So this will be a re-entry, or just a will run for the catcher. Cumberland JV doesn't really keep stats per se in a online setting. That pitch fouled off. Carter was a DH in game 1. He struck out and flew out. It was 0 for 2. Big lead at second base by Grant. Matt Hall working him back. It's a huge lead. Check swing. No. That ball I thought was fouled off, but it ends up hitting off of Caleb Hawkins' glove. On deck, batter Will Burris was about to pick that thing up. I didn't even switch to the other camera. He would have gone out of your view anyway, but go ahead and show you the wide look as Caleb Hawkins goes out. He must have been crossed up there with the runner at second base. So a pass ball will move runners to second and third. And I have an 0-2 count up there. I counted that as a foul tip, called strike at the knees. 1 ball, 2 strike, runners at second and third. Top of the first inning, just getting started here in game number 2 of the doubleheader. Swing and a miss. And we're not sure, but that is the third out. Everybody looked reluctant to come off the field. Tomlinson strikes out the side, but gives up a single and a walk in between. So strikeout, single, strikeout, and a walk, and then a strikeout to end the inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2 runners left on base. Vol State coming to the plate. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network and 88.5 WVCP. Tim Reese back on the campus of Volunteer State Community College, where the Pioneers will send Logan Molnar, Jake Burris, and Landon Gotze to the plate to face Ethan Greer, starting pitcher for the Cumberland Junior Varsity squad. First pitch to Molnar, low and inside. Molnar 2 for 3 in game 1, 2 RBIs, 2 runs scored. Single and a solo home run, also hit by a pitch. Looks at a fastball in there for a called strike. From Independence High School, Thompson Station, Tennessee, just south of Nashville. True freshman. Breaking pitch misses. Windy day here. Wind is gusting and blowing out. It's a hard shot down to third base. That play will not be made by Ethan Carter. Molnar will reach on the error. Hard hit ball, but right at Carter. It's the first error of the day for either team. Jake Burris steps to the plate, pride of Grove City, Ohio. He was 1 for 3 in game 1. He also walked, stole 3 bases. Breaking pitch catches that outside corner. Living legend Woody Hunt, the longtime coach for Cumberland Junior College and then Cumberland University, is in attendance. Talked to him between games. He's sitting down right by the Phoenix dugout outside. And what a great man. Met him back in 1980 when 1979-80. He was taking classes at Belmont when I came there as a transfer sophomore from Miami of Ohio, and met him, and he ended up becoming the head coach. At some point, he was assistant coach or head coach for 2 of my best friends from Cincinnati, David Stober and Rick Reynolds, who there's a tapper down to Carter again at third base. He will collect this one and throw on to first base to retire Jake Burris. On the play, Molnar moves to second. David Stober, after completing his second year of college at Cumberland Junior College, went on to play at Michigan. Rick Reynolds went on to play at Xavier in Cincinnati. Godsey with a deep drive out the left center field. Back goes Wyatt Hurt, and he will look up and watch that one sail out of here. The fourth home run for the Pioneers, and the first one with a runner on base. A two-run home run for Landon Godsey. That's his first home run in a bit. Number 3 on the year. Gives the Pioneers their first lead of the game. Framework Athletics' first runs of the game. A two-run shot by Landon Godsey. He got that one up into the jet stream. Jace Mizell pops this one up on the first pitch into shallow right field. Ben Sills will come in and make the catch for out number 2. Have to look up when the last time Landon Godsey hit one, but I think he had his first 2 home runs early in the year. Number 10, Carter Vrabel. But he knocks in Logan Molnar, who reached on the air. Breaking pitch misses outside. So 3 solo shots in game 1, and first hit of game 2 is a 2-run bomb by Landon Godsey. Jackson Ward struggling to hang on to pitches thrown by Ethan Greer. Count goes 2 balls and no strikes. Young man right here hit one of those solo shots. Not getting a pitch to hit here. Ethan Greer might have been on the JV squad last year that saw Carter Vrabel hit 4 out at Cumberland last year. 3-0 pitch right down the can there. Carter might be thinking, should have taken a hack there. Maybe he'll get the same pitch, and gets a pretty decent one. Fouls it straight back to the screen. Well, Full Count Ministries, full count. 0 for 1 on full count first pitch foul balls in game 1 of the doubleheader. It's kind of funny how you'll have a bunch of swings on full count, and then you'll have that right there happen. Ball 4. So a 2-out walk to Carter Vrabel will bring up Brody Melton. Melton got a pinch hit AB in game 1 and popped out to the pitcher. Two to nothing Pioneers lead here in the bottom of the first inning. Brody Melton with a line drive base hit up the middle. Vrabel is going to just go ahead and run right on through to third base, but he will be thrown out by Wyatt Hurt at third base. I think he was trying to deke the outfielder, thinking maybe he was just going to hold up there at second base, but he makes the out at third. An 8-5 put out for out number 3. Pioneers score 2 runs on 2 hits, 1 costly error, and 1 runner left on base. We're heading to the second. Thanks for joining us on the Vol State Sports Network and on 88.5 WVCP. Moving to the top of the second inning, John Tomlinson out for inning number 2. Thank you for joining us on Twitter and on YouTube and on radio on 88.5 WVCP. Carter Vrabel walking back to his position at third base as John Tomlinson is getting the sign. Good thing that it took a little while for John to get that sign from Caleb Hawkins because Carter Vrabel was not ready. First pitch in there for a called strike. Will Burris looks at ball 1, high and away, playing first base here in game 2. Burris was in left field in game 1. That pitch just a bit outside. Will Burris 0 for 2 in game 1. Phoenix only had 3 hits, 2 in the first inning and 1 in the 7th. A swing and a miss. Two-two pitch. High and outside. Full Count Ministries, Full Count. Go to fullcountministries.com. Find out all that Ministry is doing for baseball players here in Middle Tennessee and around the world. Nicaragua. The pitch misses outside, ball 4. A leadoff walk. That is the second walk of the game by John Tomlinson. Probably the last inning for Tomlinson. I would assume that pitchers are only going 1 to 2 innings today. Again, the Pioneers travel to Memphis to play at the USA Stadium in Millington, Tennessee, as they take on the Southwest Tennessee Salukis in conference action on Friday. Two of the top pitchers in the league, former Vol State pitchers. That ball's lined out to center field. Burris was frozen there for a second, but ends up coming in and making the catch for out number 1. Colton Brumley, one of the top pitchers in TCCAA, played 2 years here at Vol State, 20 and 21.
Wyatt, Gateline.
Of course, COVID year, and also 21 is not counting toward JUCO action, and then transferred near to home. That pitch misses high and away to Gaines Hassan. I'm sorry, this is Wyatt Gateline. Brumley is from Bartlett, Tennessee, and now in his second year with Southwest Tennessee. Tomlinson now gone 2 balls and no strikes to Wyatt Gateline, playing left field here in game 2. Common spelling, uncommon spelling of Gateline. 3-0 count. Spelled Guethlin. Burris leads off first base. Stays put as Tomlinson pours one right down the can for strike 1. In the fall, that was one of the problems for John Tomlinson, was control. Coach McGuire hoping to see more strikes. That's ball 4 there. So walk number 3. Not going to please pitching coach Braden Kale or head coach Jim McGuire. Jim McGuire, of course, in his second year of coaching here at Volunteer State after 26 years at MTSU, either as an assistant or head coach. Wyatt Hurt, the ninth batter in the order. Tomlinson now with a runner at second base, getting multiple signs. There's a ground ball Could be 2. Molnar 2, Hall, and on to first base. Is that in time for a 6-4-3 dude that double play? And the Pioneers are out of the inning. Nice play by Molnar. I was thinking he was going to go to third base. That was a tough double play to turn. Wyatt Hurt can run pretty well, but nice turn by Matt Hall. Gets John Tomlinson and the Pioneers out of the second inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 runner left on base. 2-0 Vol State leads. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network and 88.5 WVCP. Caleb Hawkins will lead off for the Pioneers in the bottom of the second inning.
Number 17,
Caleb Hawkins wearing the gear today, catching for the Pioneers. First pitch from Ethan Greer misses low and away. Hawkins, Jay Sharla, and Matt Hall due up here in the bottom of the second. Pitch on the inside corner catches at least part of that river, I guess. Called strike, 1 ball, 1 strike. Breaking pitch, nice. Started right at Hawkins' hip and curves right over the plate. Caleb now down in the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Hawkins with 8 hits, 3 doubles, and 1 home run. And now a strikeout here to lead off the bottom of the second. First strikeout for Greer. Jay Sharla stepping to the plate. Sharla comes in hitting .289, 2 doubles. In his 13 hits, 7 RBIs. He will square to bunt, pull the bat back on the fastball that goes high. Don't know that I've seen Jay Sharla try to bunt for a hit. Third baseman Ethan Carter playing in. First baseman Will Burris also looking for a drag bunt. Count now goes 1 ball, 1 strike as Sharla takes a strike. Two-one. That breaking pitch misses low and outside. Pioneers scored 2 runs in the first inning. Error and a home run by Landon Godsey gave the Pioneers a 2-0 lead. Fouled straight back at you. Count now. It's full count. Full count Ministries, full count to Jay Sharla. Hard shot to first base, and Burris kind of surprised he saw that one in his glove. That's pretty hard hit ball. But a no on our full count first pitch foul ball. Out number 2 brings up Matt Hall from Lexington, Kentucky. The son of Mark and Tracy Hall. Love to see good things happen to this young man right here. And he swings at the first pitch, pops it up to shallow left field. Back goes Hassan. He will make a circus catch for out number 3. I think he was thinking maybe one of the outfielders was going to come in and make that play, but they did not, and he took a stab at it. Made the catch. 3 up, 3 down for the Pioneers. We'll head to the third with Vol State still leading 2-0. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network. Summit Concrete called to the bullpen for the Pioneers. Freshman Noah Ward on in relief of John Tomlinson. Noah on for his 4th appearance of the year. Has no record. 6 innings pitched, giving up 6 hits, 1 run. It was earned, walked 1, struck out 5, sporting a 1.50 ERA. John Tomlinson goes 2 innings, gives up 1 hit, no runs. Walks 3 batters. Strikes out 3 batters. Ward from Knoxville, Tennessee. Took a gap year, played for Brett Carroll Academy over there in the Knoxville area last year. And now freshman pitcher for Vol State, 6'2", 200 pounds, from Knoxville Catholic High School. The son of Melissa Ward, has a mamaw in Clinton, Tennessee, and younger brother and sister Abram and Sophie Bell, who may be out of school and are watching on Vol State Sports Network on YouTube or on Twitter. Glad to have you. So Noah Ward, the new pitcher for Vol State, to face the top of the order for the Cumberland Junior Varsity squad of Ben Sills, Peyton Grant, Tyler Griffin, scheduled here in the 3rd inning. Ward, fastball high and swung on and missed by Ben Sills. Pioneers scored 2 in the bottom of the 1st inning. There's a line drive single in the left field by Sills. A second hit of the ball game for Vol State, or for Cumberland Junior Varsity. Sills had an RBI single in that 7th inning in game 1. Peyton Grant steps to the plate. He singled up the middle. Pioneers with a inning-ending double play as that ball is bunted down the 3rd base line, but it will go foul. So a bunt and run was on as Sills took off from first base. But he'll have to come on back. Chit-chat with Brody Melton a little bit more. First baseman for the Pioneers. Vrabel at 3rd, Molnar at short, Matt Hall at 2nd, Brody Melton. So a new right side of the infield here in game 2. 0-1 pitch. Driven out to left center field. That will get down and to the wall, right to the Jersey Mike subway sign. Burris gets the ball back in. The double cut Matt Hall over there to make that grab, and The Phoenix are threatening here in the top of the third inning. That's the first extra base hit of the day for Cumberland. Ben Sills now over at third base.
Now batting, number 14.
Tyler Griffin stepping to the plate. Breaking pitch just inside off the plate. Back-to-back hits for Cumberland. 2 on, nobody out. Top of the third inning. Ward misses with that fastball low and away. Noah pitched against Cumberland a week ago through 3 innings in game 2 in relief. It's the second pitcher in after Danton Reinhardt went an inning. Noah pitched well, only gave up 2 hits, struck out 3 batters. Well, if he's going to duplicate that, he's already given up his 2 hits now. Now it's time to shut the door. Did not walk a batter. He is 1 pitch away from walking Tyler Griffin. Jackson Ward on deck. The 3-0 misses inside. That's a 4-pitch walk, and the bases are loaded. Braden Kell, pitching coach in his first year with Vol State, will come out of the dugout, have a chat with Noah, maybe just to settle him down a little bit after a single in the left field by Ben Sills to lead the inning off. Peyton Grant hit a shot into the left center field gap that rolled all the way to the Jersey Mike sign. Jersey Mike's located right across the street from Vol State. I got half of my Supreme over on the desk. I didn't get a chance to eat it between games. Too much going on, and I apparently dilly-dallied too long talking to Coach Woody Hunt and Josh Griffin, who now has just been joined by a whole bunch of the Lady Pioneers softball players. I see Grace Gregory over there, and the pole's in the way. I can't see the rest of them. Alex Qualls probably knows every bit or every one of these softball players here, but Josh Griffin now shortstop over at Trevecca Nazarene. Times called by Caleb Hawkins as Noah Ward ready to deliver. But Griffin coming over and watching his former teammates here at Vol State play against Cumberland Junior College. They just returned from Lake Erie. I think that's up in Ohio, just east of Cleveland. There's a breaking pitch that misses inside. That's 5 straight balls thrown by Noah Ward. Josh Griffin will be joined by Jace Mizell next year over at Trevecca. Fastball misses inside. Ward definitely not trying to get one right down the middle of the plate, but maybe picking a little bit too much at these corners. I've got 2-0. Is it really 3-0? There's a fastball down the middle, and there we go. Got a Jersey Mike sub on the scoreboard operation. Is that what happened? Yeah. Tyler Holsworth, are you kicking back, taking game 2 off? Logan Kimberlin back from take a couple innings off. Pitch called a strike. Count goes 2 balls and 2 strikes. Logan Kimberlin back from surgery on that right arm. Hey, good thing you're a left-handed pitcher, huh? Oh, wait a minute. You're not. You're a right-handed pitcher with a labrum surgery. Nice pitch right there by Noah Ward. He gets Jackson Ward. That's the Ward v. Ward at bat there. First out of the inning. And Ethan Carter steps to the plate with bases loaded.
Ethan Carter.
Carter struck out to end the first inning. 2 hits and a walk in the inning have loaded the bases. Caleb Hawkins picked that one up out of the dirt, and all the world wanted to throw that thing down to Brody Melton at first base, and they probably had Tyler Griffin. But I don't think Caleb Hawkins could get that one out of his glove. Caleb Hawkins has thrown mucho runners out on the base paths when he gets in the ball game. Tapper, that will go to Vrabel. He will have to throw on to first base as his only play to retire Carter. But a run does come in. But the second out is recorded on the 5-3, an RBI for Ethan Carter. Ben Sills comes across for the first run of the ball game
Now batting.
for
Number 3,
Cumberland.
Will Burris.
Will Burris stepping to the plate. 2 runners in scoring position. Breaking pitch a little bit high. Have some emergency equipment moving down the big road that is Nashville Pike or Gallatin Road or 31, Highway 31, whatever you want to call it. Drive down the left field line, heads up in the bullpen, fellas. 1 hops. I'm not sure if it stayed in the bullpen or went out. That's a first strike to Burris, who walked and was stranded at second base in the second inning. Noah Ward trying to pitch out of trouble here. Got 2 outs. Now 2-1 count to the Cumberland first baseman, Will Burris. On deck, Gaines Hassan. Two 1 pitch, misses outside. Noah wants to step on one. He can step on it, but problem is sometimes he yanks it outside. 3-1 count. Why do I have 2-2? Now ball 4 reloads the bases. Second walk in the inning by Ward. He is 1 pitch away from getting out of trouble. Any further damage, Gaines Hassan steps in. He flew out to center field. Now 0 for 4 on the
Now
day.
batting. Number 1, Gaines Hassan.
Burris now has walked twice. Right down the can. Hassan unable to trigger that swing. Wyatt Gateline on deck. Breaking pitch called, strike 2. That's a great spot for that pitch. Not sure if Gateline had 10 chances at that, he would have hit it twice. 1 run in the inning, 2 hits so far. He tried to throw that one by Gateline and ended up yanking it down in the dirt. Inning started off with a single, a double, and a walk. After a strikeout, a ground out by Ethan Carter drove in the first run, and now a walk has loaded the bases. Swing and a miss. That will end the inning. 2 runs, or 1 run, 2 hits, no errors. 3 runners left on base. That's now 6 for the Phoenix in their 3 innings. We're heading to the bottom of the third. Pioneers lead 2-1. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network and 88.5 WVCP. Logan Molnar leads off the bottom of the third inning for the Pioneers. Swings at the first pitch. Down the right field line, Will Burris will not be able to get to it before it hits the warning track right in front of the Cumberland bullpen. Molnar reached on an error his first at-bat, scored ahead of Landon Godsey when he hit a home run. Swing and a miss on a breaking pitch from Ethan Greer out there for inning number 3. Molnar, Burris, and Godsey due up in the bottom of the third. Breaking pitch swung on and fouled off to the right side. We'll have a special guest come up here for the 5th inning. Zach Zimmerly, freshman for the Pioneers. His father is a Vol State alum. Swing and a miss. Molnar down on strikes. Swung on a breaking pitch that ended up in the dirt outside. Not sure when the last time Logan Molnar struck out. It's probably been a little while. Nope. Walter State last at bat. Didn't strike out a bunch. Second strikeout for Greer. Burris at the plate. He grounded out the third. Fastball in there for a called strike. Jake Burris, a big catalyst for the Pioneers offense. Not going to be this inning as he pops one up in the right side of the infield. Second baseman Peyton Grant over to make the catch for out number 2. So Landon Godsey will come to the plate with nobody on and 2 outs. Hit his 3rd home run of the year in the first inning. He drives one into left field. That's down for a base hit. Godsey 2 for 2. The son of Paul and Suzanne Godsey, and probably watching on YouTube or Twitter from Indianapolis, Indiana. So with 2 outs and 1 on, Jace Mizell steps to the plate. See if he swings at the first pitch like he did his last at-bat. He does not. Pretty close pitch on that outside corner, but Mizell gets the call. Another one high and away. Mizell flew out to right field in the first inning. Should get a pitch to hit here on a 2-0 count. He does, and lifts it high and now relatively deep as Wyatt Hurt will go back just right at the track to make the catch for out number 3. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 runner left on base. We're through 3, scheduled for 7 innings. Pioneers still lead 2-1. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network in 88.5 WVCP, and thank you for joining us on Channel 19, Gallatin Local Access Cable Channel. Be right back. Tim Reese back at Pioneer Field on the campus of Volunteer State Community College, the Tim Garrett Baseball Complex. We have a Summit Concrete call to the bullpen for the Pioneers. Freshman left-hander Braxton Alexander on in relief. This is his second appearance of the year and of his collegiate career. I don't believe I realized that when he threw down at Calhoun that was his collegiate debut. He had a clean inning, 1-2-3 inning down there at Calhoun, and he is on here in the 4th inning to face 8, 9, and 1 on the Cumberland lineup. Braxton Alexander, a 5'11", 175-pound freshman from Cannon County High School. First pitch he delivers is a strike to Wyatt Gateline. From Woodbury, Tennessee, marketing major, the son of Brian and Andrea Alexander. Swing and a miss. Alexander quickly ahead. Pitch in the dirt, ball 1. Braxton has a younger brother named Andrew and grandparents Papa and Mimi in Reedaville, Tennessee. Swing and a miss. Alexander gets his first collegiate strikeout. Congratulations, Braxton. Wyatt Hurt stepping to the plate. He grounded into a 6-4-3 double play to end the 2nd inning. Swing and a miss. BA is he's sometimes called. Pumping in the strikes here and working quickly. The 0-1 down low. What a nice young man he is. Got to meet all these freshmen this past fall, and what a great group of young men they are. Just missed at the knees there. Wyatt Hurt swings and fouls that one off toward the bullpen. Keep it right here. Jace Mizell over right next to the fence. And the new netting that's right in front of the bullpen and makes the catch for out number 2. Jace Mizell has turned into a very, very good fielding outfielder. Ben Sills comes to the plate now with 2 out and nobody on. He's 1 for 2. Braxton gets a swing and a foul ball there. So 2 weeks ago, the Pioneers went down to Calhoun in Decatur, Alabama. Played a 9-inning contest. Alexander was the 8th pitcher for the Pioneers, who sent 9 up there. Pop up in the infield. Brody Melton looks like he'll make the catch right there in front of Matt Hall. 1-2-3 inning for Braxton Alexander. Not sure if he'll come back out for the 5th or not, but if not, excellent outing by the freshman from Woodbury. 2-1 Pioneers still lead. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network and 88.5 WVCP. Carter Vrabel will lead off the bottom of the 4th, and he will face a new pitcher for Cumberland, Bryant Rascal, right-hander. Pitched against the Pioneers a week ago. First pitch into Vrabel, misses outside. Carter walked his first plate appearance, and he's not going to walk there. That ball's living high and deep out the left center field. Wyatt Hurt at the track and the wall, and he can't bring that one back in. That is another solo shot for Carter Vrabel. Pioneers now lead 3-1. It's his 2nd home run in as many games. And that is home run number 6. Carter Vrabel loves hitting against Cumberland. Get that run on the board as Brody Melton steps to the plate. He singled up the middle on the first pitch he saw. So a rude greeting to Bryant Rascal. Coming up after this half inning, we will speak with a Vol State alum, the father of Zach Zimmerly. Jody Zimmerly is in the press box. We will talk with him about his time here. Ground ball up the middle, and that takes a nasty hop off of Gaines Hassan. Caroms into center field. Brody Melton will reach on an error. by the shortstop. Second error for Cumberland. Caleb Hawkins comes to the plate.
Now batting, number 17, Caleb Hawkins.
Hawkins struck out to lead off the second inning. Fastball just a little above the letters for ball one. From Stewart's Creek High School, redshirt sophomore. Originally started out at Wabash Valley College up in Indiana. Transferred to Dyersburg State, where he played in 2021. Gets one right about the chin for ball two. Got in a couple of games there for Dyersburg State. Then transferred here to Vol State, where he was the #1 catcher a year ago. It hit .299 for the season. Now looking at a 3-ball, no strike count. Brody Melton on at first base. Reached on the air. Carter Vrabel started the inning off with a shot that just cleared the fence out in left center field. That is ball four, a 4-pitch walk to Caleb Hawkins. Ethan Greer went 3 innings, gave up 3 hits, 2 runs, only 1 was earned.
Now batting, number 35,
Did walk a batter and struck out 2. Big Jay Charlotte at the plate. He will square to bunt, pull the bat back, ball will get by catcher Jackson Ward, and both runners will move up. Big Jay Charlotte says, "Thank you very much. I didn't want to bunt anyway." All right, pass ball there. Didn't look like it went in the dirt. We'll go PB, which is treated as though it's an error on the catcher. Jay Charlotte lifts one out to center field, sends Wyatt Hurt back a few steps. Tagging on the play is Brody Melton. Throw goes to third base. It is offline, and Hawkins gets in there safely. Pioneers now lead 4-1. Jay Charlotte with a sac fly RBI drives in Melton. Matt Hall stepping to the plate. So 1 out and a runner at third. Infield, at least the third baseman is in. Hall looks at a breaking pitch in there for a called strike. Matt popped out to the shortstop, I believe in shallow left center field. Nearly gets hit with that one. Able to lift the arms out of the way. Ethan Carter down at third base. The only one concerned with trying to cut the runner down at the plate. Will Burris at first base is playing back several steps past the baseline. Short and second at their normal positions. There's a drive into left field. That'll be a single for Matt Hall and an RBI. And in comes Caleb Hawkins with run number 5. Good job, Matt Hall. Second hit of the inning brings up Logan Molnar. 3 runs in. One is definitely unearned as Melton reached on the air. First pitch to Molnar in there for a called strike. Logan struck out swinging in his last at-bat, reached on an error, and scored in the first inning. Runner goes. Pitch is hit over to right field. Matt Hall's going to have to hurry. That ball's thrown over the first baseman's head. And backing up the play is Jackson Ward, and Hall able to get back on the fly out to right field. So the hit and run was on. Hall did not pick up the flight of the ball quick enough, though. Good throw would have probably gotten him. So 2 outs.
Now batting.
Matt Hall still at first base. Jake Burris steps to the plate. Burris 0 for 2, ground out and a pop out, which means it's probably about time for a base hit for Jake Burris. Because he's a 1 out of 3 kind of a guy. At least he has been for his career. Hit .331 in 22 last year. Called strike there, 1 ball, 1 strike. 44 games led the Pioneers in at-bats, hits, doubles, walks, and hit by pitches a year ago as the 2-hole hitter. Runner goes, pitches, called a ball, throw down to second base, nearly hit the pitcher, glances off second base. Matt Hall will get a stolen base and will move to third on the errant throw. So the second error of the inning and third overall for Cumberland puts Matt Hall at third base. That is Hall's second stolen base of the year. Strike 2 called on the breaking pitch. Jake Burris doesn't seem too happy about that call. He hit behind Josh Griffin, who was a leadoff batter a year ago. And when Josh finished up his playing time at Vol State, Jake Burris moved up to the leadoff spot and now has found himself back at the number 2 spot. Now we're looking at a Full Count Ministries full count. Stay tuned after the game for the Full Count Ministries verse of the game. Swing and a foul tip into the glove. So we do have a full count first pitch foul ball, but a strike 3 will end the inning. Pioneers do score 3 on 2 hits. There were 2 errors in the inning and 1 runner left on base. We will leave it here this half inning. We'll talk to our guest as soon as I get my book figured out here. 5-1. We will keep it right here. So Jody Zimmerly, the father of Zach Zimmerly, who has not gotten into a game yet, but I'm not sure if he'll be redshirting or not. But we're not here to talk about Zach Zimmerly. We're going to talk to Jody Zimmerly. Jody, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me today.
Good. Let's go ahead and put your mic a little bit closer up to your face so we can get you right there. There you go. So, Jody, you're a Vol State alum, and you tell me when you played here.
I was here spring of '92 and '93.
Okay. And where did you play high school ball?
I played at Beach High School.
You're a Beach High School guy. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. A Buccaneer. I've got 3 of them that show up at my house every once in a while, some Buccaneers and a Buccaneer player as well.
I know a lot of Buccaneers.
So you came over here and played. In what position did you play?
I was a pitcher.
Okay. Righty?
Right-handed pitcher.
Right-hander? Okay.
I was a closer my freshman year and a weekend starter my sophomore year.
Tell me who the coach was when you were here.
Kenny Thomas, the legend.
The legend. KT.
KT.
Did you actually call him KT or did
we all did, yeah.
everybody called him KT?
Yeah.
Okay.
He actually became a friend afterwards, so we hung out.
He's a good man. Braxton Alexander back for inning number 2, and there is a first pitch swing by Peyton Grant, base hit into left field. It's the first base runner or first batter to reach off of Braxton Alexander in his college career. Braxton, you couldn't get everybody out, buddy. So Kenny Thomas, was he in the middle of his tenure here at Vol State at that time?
He was. The program had gone away for a few years, and KT was a member of the Metro Police Department, coaching Webb Flooring Summer League, and they got him back up here to get the program started again in the late 80s, and I came through in '92 and '93.
Okay, and from Vol State, you said there were some other assistant coaches that were with him?
Yeah, so I played with David Brinkley and Jackie Holt. We went to high school together as well, and they became coaches here, and then followed KT when he took the South Carolina Aiken job.
Okay, throw over to first base. And Grant back in time. Tyler Griffin is at the plate. So Kenny Thomas, who then left to go to University of South Carolina at Aiken and coached there for 20 years. He just retired 2 years ago. Swung on and lifted out to center field. Back goes Burrows. He's continuing to go back. That ball will get down at the fence. Burris just now getting to the ball, and he heaves it to the plate. One ops to Caleb Hawkins at the plate to keep the runner at third base. So a double by Tyler Griffin. That ball was hit pretty well, but the wind carried that one back. That's the second extra base hit of the day for Cumberland. Runners now at second and third base with nobody out. Jackson Ward at the plate. The catcher 0 for 1 with a walk and a strikeout. Braxton Alexander now going to be pitching with a little bit of stress here. So you then transferred Jody Zimmerle's, who we're visiting with, father of Zach Zimmerle, freshman infielder, outfielder from Hendersonville, Tennessee, is our guest today, and our Toyota of Gallatin alumni spotlight. That pitch just misses outside 2-0. So a transfer, then you went to Tennessee Tech, is that right?
Yeah, I pitched 2 years at Tennessee Tech, graduated in '96 with a degree in computer science.
And now what do you do?
Now I am a systems analyst. I was a software engineer for about 20 years. Took some time off, went back to the same company, and been back about 2 years.
So you're able to get away from the house. You don't have a brick and mortar place that you have to go to every day.
I do not. It's a upstairs commute.
One story of the house to the other one. 3-0 pitch in there at the knees for a called strike. 2 on, nobody out, and stayed here in Hendersonville, I assume, or did you ever move out other than your time at Tech in Cookeville, Tennessee?
I lived 2 years in Knoxville and then about 5 years in Green Hills. And then we got married and moved back to Hendersonville with the kids.
All right, ball's fouled straight back. Will a Full Count Ministries full count. Zach said that he played a little bit in the Full Count Ministries.
He did. He played four.
Did he play 4 years?
Yep.
Who did he play for there? Do you remember the coach?
Like 3 different teams.
Oh, is that right?
So he ended up.
He kept getting traded, I guess.
Yeah, he ended up with Kevin Pomeroy the last 2 years.
Okay. Tapper foul, and we'll have a full count first pitch foul ball, 2 for 3. Kevin Pomeroy, Nathan Davenport,
That's
was
correct.
he? Okay,
Yeah,
Nathan
Nathan's,
Davenport.
I think, is the head coach.
Yes.
Pomeroy's
Pomeroy's the cheerleader.
He was the D group leader that Zach had through the Full Count.
Over at Hendersonville?
Yeah, at Hendersonville.
Right.
And he got him on his team to play shortstop.
Okay. And he came over here as a shortstop, but Coach McGuire's had him out in outfield as well, as that ball is hit out into center field. Base hit by Jackson Ward. 1 run is in. And JB says, I don't deal with cutoff, man. I'm just going to throw it all the way to the plate. And 1 run in. And that will look like that'll be the end of the day for Braxton Alexander, as head coach Jim McGuire is out of the dugout. That's 3 straight singles. Peyton Grant comes in to score. Griffin will move to third base. Jackson Ward probably will be run for down at first base with a pinch runner. So I'm sure Braxton Alexander thinks it's totally your fault when you sit down up here and he couldn't get anybody out. He got 3 straight out in the 4th inning, but gave up a single, a double, and a single. And now it's Keegan Evick out there. I think that's Keegan Evick, number 15 from Clarksville, Tennessee, sophomore, former Rossview Hawk, will come on to pitch to Ethan Carter with runners at first and third and nobody out. How many folks would you say that you played baseball with here? Do you still have ties with, or do you still have communication with, besides KT and those two players?
Quite a few. I've been on the alumni Facebook group for a few years now, and caught up with a bunch of guys that I hadn't talked to in a while. But I've kept in touch with a lot of guys.
Who are some that are in the area here?
Kevin Hacker was a teammate. He played at MTSU. He's down in Franklin. Dale Graham is in Hendersonville. He played at MTSU and was a teammate here. Jackie Holt, David Brinkley, Charlie Payne played at Louisville after Ball State, and he's down in Williamson County. There's quite a few of us that are still in Middle Tennessee.
And did you all still have, as Keegan Evick steps onto the mound, I'll ask you about this guy who's a legend. I'm not sure when he was here and when he left, as Evick's first pitch, breaking pitch, stays high. Ethan Carter at the plate. There was a guy who came to every game. Davey?
Big Dave.
Big Dave. Popped up at... should get out of play.
I actually met Dave during Summer League. I played in Goodlettsville in the summers, and he hung out over there quite a bit too.
Okay.
So, yeah, I knew him about 5 years.
Well, on mission, I heard about Big Dave on mission trips down to Nicaragua with Josh Carman, and there was a guy named Chad Cade, who was a relief pitcher at time, and they would talk about Cade. Pitch is high, throw down to second base is in the dirt. Runner is going to score, and runner getting to third base is the pinch runner. That is Dylan Johnson, who is pinch running for Jackson Ward, and he steals second and gets into third base just ahead of the throw. Count is now 2 balls and a strike, and Pioneers' lead is down to 1.
May have been a bad idea to have me on. It's,
nope.
Not helping our luck.
You know, I did not. I've got a run not up there. For some reason, I didn't put that 5th run up there. It's 5-3. I got my scoreboard fixed now. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out still. I just struck him out. We'll see if we can undo that. We have a full count. Ministries full count. Ethan Carter 0 for 2. It's a ground ball to second base. That'll get another run in. Matt Hall throws over to Brody Melton. The bases are now cleared. But there is that 1-run lead. As Dylan Johnson comes in to score, he pinch ran for Jackson Ward, who singled in Peyton Grant. So the first 3 batters to reach via base hit have come in to score. Those are all charged to Braxton Alexander. That one hit out to shallow right field. Jace Mizell will come in and make a seated sliding catch for out number 2. Action happening here, Jody.
I got a couple of outs.
Yeah, no. Now you have. Jody Zimmerly is our guest on the Toyota of Gallatin Alumni Spotlight. We haven't had a guest here in a while, I think probably since Tanner Sandell, our very first guest of the year. I've invited a couple other guys, but they have yet to show up. Gaines Hassan steps in, 2 outs, nobody on. Evick misses with the first 2 that he's delivered to Hassan. There's a pitch. It misses just off the plate. 3-0. On deck, Hunter Williams is going to get an at-bat. Number 50. There's a 3-0 pitch in there for a strike. So did you play 2 years up there at Tech then?
I did. I played 2 years and then leisurely took another 1.5 years to graduate.
Okay.
Changing majors in your senior year is not always the best option, but it worked out.
How many kids do you have?
I have 2 kids, Keaton and Zach.
And Keaton is younger, is that
No,
right?
Keaton's older. Keaton
is he?
25.
Oh, okay.
He actually played at Hendersonville a couple of years too, and I coached the Hendersonville Rangers teams for both of them. So I did that for a lot of years.
So Keaton Zimmerly played. He says 25. Okay, well he
He
wouldn't.
graduated in 16.
Okay, there's a drive out to left field. Hunter Williams gets a hold of one there. Big Jay Sharla makes the catch as he crashes into the wall out in left field. Not sure if you all could see that on that view. I think you could. But Big Jay Sharla saves the day. Hunter Williams trying to get one off the fence there. But a fly out on a really nice play. We'll have to put a star by that one. Well, Jody Zimmerly, thanks for joining us today on such short notice. I asked Zach before the doubleheader today and said, hey, could he join us? And he said, probably could. I'll check with him and see. So
He's not doing anything.
Jody Zimmerly, our Toyota of Gallatin alumni spotlight here, 2 years, 1992 and 1993, as a right-handed pitcher. And I'm sure you talked to your friends that invite them out here just to watch Vol State. And anytime you know of an alumni who's here, let me know, and we'd love to have them on just like we had you.
Yeah, I'm trying to recruit those guys to come in for the alumni weekend that's coming up in a couple of weeks, I believe.
I was going to say, I haven't heard anything about the timing on that. I don't know if it's Jackson State or it's going to be the last. So it's either Jackson State in 2 weeks or a week and a half, or it's going to be at the end of the month.
I will get
Motlow
that date.
State. So
I'll get that date to you.
Okay.
In case any of those guys are watching. I know I talked to them on Facebook some, and people are following. There's a lot of people that follow your broadcasts, and we really appreciate that, by the way. It makes it easier for us.
Well, I appreciate you all listening in. Really enjoy doing it. And if I had a kid playing college baseball and I couldn't get to the game, I'd be pretty happy if there's a broadcast. So
Absolutely.
I'm happy to do it. But
And
Jody,
they're recorded, so I can watch them later.
and you can turn the volume down if you don't want to listen to me.
Exactly.
But Jody, thank you very much. Appreciate you
Thanks for having me.
All right. That's Jody Zimmerly, father of Zach Zimmerly. Yet to see the field, but this year, but it may be a red shirt year for Zach Zimmerly, who's a Swiss Army knife, probably could play anywhere. First pitch into Landon Gotze is called strike. All right, this is not Bryant Rascal. This is the first inning for Trey McNeese. Number 7, a left-hander. Count goes 2 balls and a strike to Landon Gotze. Now that pitch just missed outside. Pitch been called a strike a lot of times. Popped up in the infield. First baseman called off. And Peyton Grant will make the catch for out number 1. Thanks to Jody Zimmerly there.
Now batting, number 34, Jace Mizell.
Jace Mizell looks at 2 pitches outside the zone. Might have had some audio issues there with Jody Zimmerly. We're not real experienced on using that that microphone in that other port. Thought we had a good sound going. 3-0 pitch down the middle, called strike. 1 out. Pioneers lead 5-4. Fouled off to the right side. We'll have a full count Ministries, full count. On deck, Carter Vrabel. Landon Gotze is homered, and Carter Vrabel is homered here in game 2 of the doubleheader. Fastball just missed. That would have been this past weekend. That would have been strikeout looking. Vrabel steps to the plate. He's walked and homered. His 6th bomb of the year. And I just struck him out for some reason. Maybe because that's what those umpires would have done. That pitch is normally called a strike. And that breaking pitch from McNeese gets in there for strike 1. High drive down the left field line. I'm not sure it will stay fair, but in comes, it's probably Hunter Williams out there that's checked in for Wyatt Gateline, and it is, and he makes a basket catch for out number 2. Thought that ball was going to get foul, but ended up catching it in fair territory. But it was high, but Hunter Williams with Carter Vrabel at the plate was playing very deep. Brody Melton at the plate. Mizell gets in there safely at second base on the steal. Pitch called a ball. Jace Mizell's first stolen base of the game. 1 ball, no strike to Brody Melton. Reached on an error. Five runs, 5 hits, no errors for Vol State. 2 runs, 6 hits, and I've got 3 errors. Somebody on that scoreboard been sleeping. That Toyota of Gallatin, brand new, beautiful scoreboard. And it won't go up to 3 errors on the visiting team apparently. Melton will look at it called strike 2. Catches the outside corner. Melton, the son of Sam Melton and Amy Morris, both of Tullahoma. 2-2 pitch. Just missed. Well, a full count Ministries, full count. Brody has an Opa and Omi in Tullahoma and a Tootsie and Pops. So he hits a ground ball to second base. Grant over to Burris for out number 3. Pioneers strand a runner at second base. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 runner left on base. We're through 5, scheduled for 7. Pioneers lead 5-4. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network and 88.5 WVCP and Channel 19. Tim Reese back in Gallatin, Tennessee on the campus of Volunteer State Community College. We move to the top of the 6th inning. Summit Concrete call to the bullpen for the Pioneers. Number 26, Cade Sanders on in relief. 5'11", 205-pound redshirt sophomore from right down the road in Hendersonville. Attended Hendersonville High School. He is on to face 9-1-2 in the Cumberland lineup. Nice cutter right there, in there for a called strike. Hurt 0 for 2 here in game 2. Quickly ahead, no balls and 2 strikes. Sanders on for his 10th appearance of the year, all in relief. Has a 1-1 record, 13 plus innings, giving up 14 hits, has 13 strikeouts. One-two pitch. He thought he had a strikeout. Caleb Hawkins was ready to throw the ball down to third base, and umpire Matthew Bass says, "Not yet, fellas, not yet." Now you can throw it down there. Swing and a miss. Hurt is the first out in the 6th inning. Ben Sills steps to the plate. Cade Sanders
Number 35, Ben Sills.
pitched in the first game of the Walter State Series. There's a breaking pitch to Sills, in there for a called strike. Which was Saturday on April Fool's Day. Swinging strike 2. Cade Sanders is doing what coaches asked him to do. Get the ball, get on the rubber, and throw strikes. Sanders had 1 inning. Did give up 1 hit, but struck out 3 batters against Walter State in a 4-3 loss. Pitched, put a 0 on the board in the top of the 9th to keep Ball State close. 0-2 pitch. Hard shot out to Molnar at short. He collects and throws to Melton for out number 2. Sanders, the son of Clay and Tressa Sanders. Brother to Kylie and Witten. And Nama, Miss Becky Sanders, who lives here in Hendersonville. And granddad in Centerville, Tennessee. Ground ball to Vrabel. He collects it on the second hop and throws over to Melton. There's a quick inning for Cade Sanders. A 1-2-3 inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. Pioneers looking to put a little distance between them and Cumberland. Will come to the plate in the bottom of the 6th inning. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network and 88.5 WVCP. Emery's back for the bottom of the 6th inning. Pioneers will send Caleb Hawkins, Big J Charla, and Matt Hall to the plate. Hawkins 0 for 1 with a walk and a run scored. Looks at a called strike. New pitcher on for the Cumberland JV. Just gave up a solo home run to Caleb Hawkins. Don't throw it there, young man. Caleb Hawkins with his 2nd long ball of the year. And the 3rd inning today that the Pioneers have led off with a solo home run.
Now batting, number 35, J Charla.
Could Jay Charla put a charge in one here? He had a home run in 3 total at-bats a year ago. Big Jay Charla batted 1,000 a year ago. 1 for 1 with that home run. Also had a sac fly and a walk. 3 RBIs in his 3 total at-bats. 1 official. Fouls that one off into the parking lot toward the Pickle Field House. Now down to count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. New pitcher Harley Henshaw on for Cumberland. Greeted rudely by Caleb Hawkins. Henshaw pitched a week ago against Vol State. Did well at first. Retired the first 4 batters that he faced, but then gave up a home run to Brody Melton, and then a single, and then he was pulled out of the game. There's a fly ball to relatively deep left center field, and the left fielder and center fielder, Wyatt Hurt and Hunter Williams, crisscross out there. Wasn't sure who actually made the catch. It ends up being Wyatt Hurt, the center fielder. Glad they didn't run into each other.
Now batting, number 2.
That ball just stayed up in the air too long. Matt Hall steps to the plate. He is 1 for 2. Breaking pitch in there for a called strike. Six hits now for Vol State to go along with their 6 runs. Swing and a miss on that breaking pitch. On deck, Logan Molnar. Pioneers won game 1, 9-2. 3 straight breaking pitches as Matt Hall fouls that one off to the right side, and MGM windows. Foul ball. Appreciate Jody Zimmerly coming up and talking to us for our Toyota of Gallatin alumni spotlight. There's a pitch on the outside that just missed. Stay tuned after the game for our right rug flooring player of the game. Swing and a miss. Matt Hall down on strikes. That time the fastball got him. Logan Molnar with 2 outs and nobody on steps to the plate.
Now batting, number 1, Logan Molnar.
Molnar is 0 for 3. Did reach on an error and scored in the first. Ground ball to second base. Peyton Grant over there throws to Will Burris at first base to retire the side. Pioneers get a solo home run by Caleb Hawkins, his second of the year, and put another run on the board to take a 6-4 lead heading to the top of the 7th inning. Looks like Cadro Sanders will be out there to finish this one off. Stay tuned to see Pioneers hopefully get it their 21st victory. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network and 88.5 WVCP. Tim Reese back for the top of the 7th inning. Ball State trying to sweep a doubleheader and sweep the season series. The 2 at Cumberland in Lebanon and 2 here at Gallatin. Be the 8th straight win for Vol State over Cumberland while I've been broadcasting for the Pioneers. Cade Sanders back out on the mound. Delivers a fastball to Tyler Griffin in there for a called strike. Griffin 1 for 2. Double and a run scored and also a walk. Breaking pitch missed, maybe high. Tyler Griffin was the catcher in game 1 and is the DH here in game 2 for Cumberland. Fastball stays high. John Tomlinson started the game, went 2 innings, gave up 1 hit, walked 3, struck out 3, did not give up a run. Noah Ward came on in relief. That pitch is fouled off the pole. It goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Noah Ward, 1 inning, 2 hits, gave up 1 run, walked 2, struck out 2. Braxton Alexander, the 3rd pitcher in for Vol State. Pitched 1+ innings as Sanders gets the called strike on the breaking pitch. Griffin goes down looking. 2nd strikeout for Sanders. That brings
number 16, Jackson Ward.
Jackson Ward, the catcher, get his 4th plate appearance. First pitch to Ward in there for a called strike. He's walked, struck out, and singled and scored, drove in a run in the 5th inning. Breaking pitch, no idea where that missed. Looked good. That one looked even gooder. I was an English major too, Logan Kimberlin. That's a kind of a slang term there we use sometimes in the business. 1 ball, 2 strike. Pitch is popped up into shallow center field. Not sure if that's still Burris. It should be out there in center field. He slipped as he was coming in, fell down, got back up, and made the catch for out number 2. And Ethan Carter is the last hope for. Not the last hope. If he got on base, then the tying run would come to the plate. Be back in action on Friday if weather stays the way it is right now. Called strike. Caleb Hawkins is throwing. That is Hawkins still back there, isn't it? What's he throwing back? He's It's like his arm's hurting him or something. He's got Cade Sanders going all over the place. Cade's smiling now.
It's making Cade be athletic.
Was that a strike called or was that a?
That was a strike.
So 1 ball, 1 strike. Here we go. Swing and a miss. Brody Melton, that was strike 3. Come on, Logan Cumberland. You got me going crazy over here, buddy. Strike 3 swinging. And this one belongs to the Pioneers as they take a doubleheader today. Cade Sanders gets his 3rd strikeout. And he retires the 6 batters that he faces. Pioneers win 6-4 and move to 21 and 15 on the year. Pioneers will travel to Memphis on Friday to take on Southwest Tennessee Community College, who are in 6th place in the TCCAA. Pioneers are currently in 7th place with 9 games scheduled in the conference. So in this ball game, John Tomlinson will, I think he'll get the win. And Ethan Greer will take the loss. That will move Tomlinson to 2-1 on the season. Pioneers 6 runs, 6 hits, no errors. And Cumberland 4 runs, 6 hits, 3 errors. And Tyler Holsworth is out of here. He's saying so long. I'll handle the scoreboard, bud. All right, we'll see. No, I'll handle it. I'm not saying that to mess with you. I'm just saying I'll handle it. All right, and Alex Qualls, part of the press box gang, is buttoning things up himself, and he will be out of here shortly. I, of course, will finish it up, but I have to go over to the Toyota of Gallatin service department to pick up my Toyota Tundra that I dropped off before the game. And the lovely Emily Smith is the service tech over there, the daughter of Tony and Kim Smith, friends of mine. But she's texted me to tell me my car is ready to go. So I got to get over there and pay the bill. But the Pioneers take a doubleheader, 9-2 and 6-4 over Cumberland JV squad today. Thanks again to Jody Zimmerly, our Toyota of Gallatin alumni spotlight guest today in the 5th inning. And we will talk to you on Friday, weather permitting, down in Memphis. I hope to be able to broadcast down there. I'm going to travel down Thursday and hopefully get 2 games in for the Lady Pioneers, who will play Southwest Tennessee on Thursday and Friday. The men baseball will play Friday and Saturday, so they'll travel separate and actually go to 2 different complexes to play these games. But our right rug flooring player of the game, let's see if we've got solo home runs, or 2-run home run by Landon Godsey, a solo shot by Carter Vrabel and Caleb Hawkins. And Landon Godsey had 2 hits and 2 RBIs. Landon Godsey will be our right rug flooring player of the game, going 2 for 3 with 1 run scored and 2 RBIs. Of course, I can't write his name in that spot very well. And now our Full Count Ministries verse of the game. We find that in Proverbs 4:23. And it goes like this: above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. There's different versions of that. You might have memorized it differently than that. It's a often memorized verse, but the NIV version that I have is above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. That's a good word from God's Word. Well, thank you for joining me on this beautiful 80-plus degree afternoon on Tuesday in Middle Tennessee. Pioneers get 2 wins. And we'll head to Memphis for 3-game set. Try to get up into that top 6 in the Tennessee Community College Athletic Association. So for Athletic Director Bobby Hudson and Head Coach Jim McGuire, this is Tim Reese saying God bless you, and we'll talk to you soon. Good night, everybody.